Are we continuing with our fantastic form, or are we now sitting with the cellar dwellers? One way to find out. Roll intro. Yeah, look, so I mean, we haven't gone too badly, but we definitely have stopped winning games recently. Not down the bottom of the ladder, but we're kind of challenging for the promotion playoffs at the moment. About a third of the way through the season, a quarter. So yeah, things haven't been fantastic. We've gone through a massive run of injuries, like just terrible, which have really hurt in up front. So I haven't been scoring with as much profligacy as we used to, and the back is leaky as always. And as you can see, where did we leave you? Just after this draw against Iwata. It has been a rough ride. I was thinking about bringing the cup run, and I thought I'm not going to really win against a J1 team, and sure enough, got rolled in the League Cup. So we've got to wait for our All Japan second round cup before I start showing the cup ties. And that form's just kind of gone into the league. Tokyo Verdandi probably promotion favourites, I think, at the moment. And yeah, so we're losing against teams which are understandably probably higher up in the league than we are. But we have turned the tables on some of the lower teams. So I think we probably belong here at the moment, maybe kind of mid-top of the table. Bringing you here because we're against Kagoshima, our J3 challenge buddies from last season, and I thought this would be a good grudge match. Right, so I meant to bring you the game against Kagoshima, which I just played, but forgot to hit the record button. So I was talking to myself for 15 minutes. Fantastic. So instead, I'll bring you the game afterwards. We're playing Oita today, mid-table, expected to be doing well, but aren't. So I think we've probably got their number. Kagoshima were doing much better than they were. The Kagoshima game itself was great. We got to play against my old goalkeeper, Yoshimaru, and we beat them 3-2. So I say great. It was frustrating. We should have slapped them around the park a bit harder, and we didn't. But that's all right. Life can happen that way. What have we got here? I want to bring on Tsubogo. And we will get rid of one of these fullbacks. Wait, Hamashita's not a fullback, is he? Alright. Probably we can get rid of one of the two DMs. We might put Agu on the bench for a bit. He's been burning at both ends for a while. Toyoda, Shiraishi, yeah, we'll run the Moto. Kamiya Muramatsu. I think we're probably in the right spot right now. Jin is out injured again, so that's mildly frustrating, but it is what it is. I do want to get some games into Koa. He's not playing well, but I think he just needs a few games to kind of get settled in. Actually, this might be the right game for it. Let's throw him the starting spot instead of Muramatsu, and we can leave Tokido on the bench. Otherwise, this looks like a pretty good starting lineup. I wouldn't mind Okuda having a bit of backup, but that's all right. He ran through the last game. He can run through this one. We are doing well, so let's keep the run going. Yeah, so it was a very frustrating game against Kagoshima, but ultimately we got there in the end. It basically became a game of who could outcross who. I think there was only one goal that wasn't scored from a fantastic cross the entire game. Okuda plays it to Iboko. This is exactly what I'm talking about, and if that had been anyone but Nemoto, we probably would have nailed that. But to be fair, that was a fantastic save by Nishikawa. But those are the kind of goals that happen pretty much non-stop throughout the entire last game. Tokunaga at the corner, plays into Okuda, who puts it in the back of the net. Never really seems to have trouble with those, Okuda. If he gets the space, he's usually pretty dangerous from there, and this just proves it. Puts it into the, I can't even tell, the top right-hand corner. So we can't go wrong with that. It looks like we're all over them this game, so I'm quite happy with that, especially with how we're starting. I'm a bit upset at Ikuda's fitness, but he has been out for a couple of months, so it's going to take a while for him to get back into it, I think. I probably should have taken Sakamoto instead of Nishikawa, but actually I am pretty pleased because we are doing pretty well. Got to let the boys know that they're doing all right rather than try and G them up when I don't need to. I think it might be substitute o'clock for a few people though, so let's see if we can bring Shiraishi on for Nemoto and Yamawaki in for Ikeda, who's playing well, but like I said, just running out of oomph pretty quickly these days. Do I bring Sabogo on? Might be a case of flipping Tsukunome into that deep lying forward and then bringing Okuda off and Sabogo on. But we might leave the Magic Man out there for a while and let him do his work. Nishimori plays it through the back lines, and eventually Okuda ends up with the ball in the middle of the pitch and a lot of space, which is exactly where it wants to be. And he takes the long shot from 25 yards out, puts it in the bottom right-hand corner of the net. Nishikawa will be absolutely upset with that, as well as he should be. He had the angle, but it was just, he got it, fingertips on it even, but Okuda just put it right past him. And I think, oh man, I want to take him off, but he's on a hat-trick now. Oh, intercepted, Shiraishi down the wing. This is going to be a cross straight in the middle of it, isn't it? But intercepted. Taniguchi plays it to Tsukunome, and I think we're in. I think we're good. I think we're good. But I am going to make some subs now. Sorry, just briefly interrupted there. Right, so let's bring on some peeps. Yeah, we'll bring Okuda off. I think we're definitely in happy land at the moment, so you can have a break. How many is that? That's going to give me one more. Is anyone else running out of oomph at the moment? Not so much. All right, we'll leave it at that for now, and that'll give us enough space to get some legs on some of the guys. Taniguchi plays it to Tsukunome, and perfect. Oh, kickoff highlight to Akama, Matsumoto. Oh, Oita also are pretty, I would imagine, out of steam because they played a game midweek this week and we didn't. So they're probably running out of legs. Not that it's stopping them here. Miyamoto to Yokoyama. And it's intercepted by Shiraishi, who plays it through to Sabogo. He's going to go all the way himself and just pops it a bit too high. That's all right. I think we're pretty happy with that outcome. Akama plays the short to Goto. Back to Akama and Yokoyama from the top of the box. No marking. Boys, what were you doing? I mean, definitely not Kato's fault there. Our defense should have had that marked a lot better than they did. But Yokoyama late to the box, and I mean, absolutely on the volley, cannons it into the back corner of the net. It's a lovely goal, as much as I hate to admit it. Koa is doing all right. he's had some terrible, terrible performances recently. I don't know why. But I'm really hoping a couple of games will just sort him out. Good game from the boys. Okuda probably upset that I pulled him off on his hat trick, but he'll deal. I need him for the next game because my forwards just can't stop hurting themselves. Otherwise, fantastic game. Good stuff. Well, it looks like we recovered some of our mojo because quite happily we are now looking at this within striking distance of first position, given the amount of games we've got in hand. So we've dipped. I think we're back. I think we could be back. Our next couple of games will be pretty vital to that campaign, and we'll see how they land. All right, I'm reading the following game against Shimizu because they're third in the league, so this is actually quite a big match for us. This month coming up is absolutely terrible for us. We've got like 8 games in a month, which is fantastic. Not, but we will go ahead and see what we can do. What am I wanting to do here? Tsukunome played well there yesterday. Is he playing better than Tsuboga? Not really. Yes, but no. You know what? He played well there yesterday. Last match. I'll give him a chance. I'm going to get Ko off the bench. He's getting better, but I don't want him in this game. I don't think he will be up for it. Kato retains his spot as the goalkeeper. Namoto will come off for Shiraishi. Who's that leaving us? Nishimori is absolutely crunching it out there at the moment, so I don't really, although I might bring on my mate Fuke just in case. I've got a feeling I might need him this game. Sakamoto can stay on the bench, so I think Muramatsu, do we have a backup? We do not have a backup. Oh, that's the trick, isn't it? Now, if I've got... Oh, Agu, but I mean the last game. Alright, so how's this go? Instead of Yamawaki, that means we're playing Sakamoto. Alright, so that's good. And that still leaves me missing Hamashita. I do want to start Hamashita instead of Eboko, I think, just purely on... No, I don't. Oh man, I should have done this before I got to you guys, but that's alright. I do need to find one spot here. Nemoto, Hamashita. No, I need Ino, so it has to be Nemoto Hamashita. Who's likely? Shiraishi probably going to be the winner here, and I can move Okuda back, so it's going to be... There we go. Alright, so frontline Shiraishi, Tsukunome, Okuda, Eboko, same as last week. Tokunaga keeps his spot this time. I did like how he was playing and setting up the forwards a bit better than Ino was last game. Different positions, of course, Regista versus Segundo Volante, but it seemed to work a bit better. Backline Nishimori, who's really nailed down that left fullback spot. Kamiya, Tokida, Ikeda on the right wing, and Kato in goals. All right, let's run it out and see what happens. All right, we are the underdogs today. Go out and cause an upset. Tokida doesn't like me, of course. No pressure. Team did not like that. That's all right. They'll sort it out. Ikeda with the ball. Plays a long one to Tokunaga. Back to Ikeda, who makes the big cross to Shiraishi. Oh, puts Okubo under a lot of pressure there, but ultimately it just goes over. Good start. Shidashi usually doesn't win those contests very well. Not that I'm complaining at the moment. We've had 22% possession, but we're the only ones challenging the goalkeeper, so happy with that. Looks like we are playing well. I see Tokunaga was the right choice here. What I do see is also the wrong choice is Okuda. He's running out of puff already. And I think the Shimizu is much better prepared for the long game than we are. But everyone's doing so well that we might just tell them to keep at it and fire straight out. It's been looks like it's been a slugfest, to be honest. We don't have possession, but they can't do anything with it. I might try and play. Maybe I should be playing the ball into space in this weather. I probably should. He could a big cross to. Oh, I thought Tsukunome was going to get there. That's all right. Okubo plays it short to Kambe, to Otsuga. Kambe plays it through to Sengyu and to Haraguchi. It looks like Shimizu are finding the space now. It's not what we want. Carlinos plays it through to Iwashita and to... I could not catch that, but very lucky for us that he misjudged the timing on that. All right, substitute a clock. What have we got? What have we got? No one's playing fantastically. Nishimori, like I said, I just had a feeling. Can't do too much about the backs. Tokuda's playing not terribly, but not awfully. Shidashi doing most of the hard work out there, and Ikuda. Right. Is anyone playing terrible? Eboko, we could probably put Hamashita on for. We will just turn you into a support winger, I think, for the moment. Do I want to change any of the forwards? Do I want to change any of the forwards? I could probably... Why don't we try something a little bit like this? Yeah, we'll give Agu another 5-10 minutes out there before we sub him off on form. I'd love to sub Tsukunome off on form actually now at this point, but does he play anything else? The pressing forward. Why not? Why not? He's out of oomph anyway. That's a tough choice. Get out there and do something. This is going to be a very... Kato with the kick, plays it forward. Ultimately, Ino ends up with the ball in space. Plays it out to Hamashita on the wing. Cross into Tsukunome, off the post. Oh my goodness, that was chances begging everywhere. Tsubogo, Tsukunome. Well. It happens. Hopefully we'll just get more of the same here and the ball will go on the net. Plays the ball to Tsubogo, who's got space, all the space in the world, and punches it straight over the sticks as is his wont. It's all right. He's only scored one goal this season. I think he's not a J2 player purely based on his composure. Much shorter ball from Kato this time round. Shiraishi ends up with the ball on the wing. Oh! We are so close. We just need a bit of luck to break our way. Tokunaga, ready to play it in when he feels like it. Cleared back out towards him. He comes back into the middle. Tokuda ends up with the ball, plays it across to Ikeda. plays it back to Inno, and we've lost it. And this might be the break that I didn't want after all that. Kalinos Ishii, that is a long speculative shot there. And I think that's probably going to be a 0-0 draw. That is a very unusual result for us. Normally we are very leaky or a lot stronger on the attack. But, I mean, can't complain. Ultimately, it preserves our position on the ladder. Keeps us in a good spot for later in the season. Because, to be quite honest, I would be very happy just to not get relegated, and that definitely doesn't look like that's happening this time around. So I'm quite happy with that. All right, and I think I will leave it there. So thank you. All right, so there's a lot going on here, but I think probably a good place to come back will be the first cup tie I've got here. At the very least, the cup tie followed by Tokyo Verdandi will be probably pretty interesting if nothing else is happening so far or further on. Otherwise, I will see you then.
Right, you didn't see the dip, but it looks like we might be getting back on track. If you like the content, as always, subscribe, like, do all that kind of jazz. Check out my mate Wally's channel. He's got some really great saves that I go through for inspiration. That's Wayland's. Otherwise, I will see you next time.